Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Sixers coach Brett Brown helped build this team from ground zero. There were some lean years in Philly, but Brown helped set the values and the culture for this team. Brown said, "Can you teach? Can you cultivate relationships? And do you bring energy?" Those three qualities are what I've hoped to create throughout my tenure here. Kevin, mission accomplished.
He's done a terrific job. Thanks, David. And let's check out a breakdown, looking at some stats for Wall.
He's been playing a much bigger role in their offense over the past 5 games. It comes across in his usage rate, which has gone up during that stretch. We'll see if they continue to lean on him here tonight.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. The tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And for Washington, Wall runs the point with Beal at the 2. In at forward, it's Hachimura and Bertans. And it's Bryant in at center. Clark, you'd think that team chemistry would just improve as the season goes along, but maybe not if you have personality issues in that locker room.
You know, Kevin, it's one of the most fragile elements in team sports: chemistry, culture, accepting roles, sacrificing your own individual game for the good of the team. And I think it's always a work in progress.
And as a leader, as I know you were when you played, I'm sure you were dealing with those things all season long.
Yeah, you try to lead by example, but also there's opportunity and times when you have to step up and voice what you see that could be detrimental to your team's success.
Bryant against Harris. Washington with the rebound. Outside, Beal. Now the pass to Bertans. Outside, Bryant. Shot clock at 6. Wall wide open. No good from outside. And the 76ers with possession. Here's Horford. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Well, I tell you what, I love the unselfishness of Ben Simmons. This guy delights in setting up his teammates, and if they're open, they get the ball.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Simmons against Wall. Over Horford. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Well, they better be thinking about him. I mean, we know how dangerous he is.
Now here's MB. A 17-point game for him in the win against Utah.
Yeah, but I thought the shot blocking was the real story. I mean, he was just everywhere. It got hard to keep track of all his rejections.
Washington with the ball after the miss from Joel Embiid. A pass to Wall. Bertans passes to Wall, and he makes that one. Wall's got his second bucket of the night.
And in the post, Wall's got a pretty well-developed game for a point guard. He can navigate his way through the big bodies with very few problems.
Now here's Simmons. 20 points for him last game against Utah. Harris's shot is off.
You know, right now they're just 1 for 5. Rough start so far.
Beal can't get it to go.
Boy, the defense got lucky there with him missing it, but they don't want to chance that again.
Pass to Richardson. Here's Embiid. Wall with a block. And stolen by Simmons. Horford the pass to Simmons. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Can't shake Simmons. He is very used to getting hit on these kinds of looks and just plays right through the contact.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Passes it to Bryant. No good on that one. Good work defensively by Horford. Richardson up top, covered by Wall. And Simmons slams it in.
Well, you can't give up this kind of positioning, not to a guy like Simmons. I mean, all you're asking for is to get burned if you do.
The Wizards have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Wall passes to Beal. Over Horford. There's the feed to Bryant. They shoot again, and Horford pulls it down. Looking at Philadelphia, they took the win in their last game against Utah.
And boy, how they were able to come back in the fourth quarter of that game. Being down as much as they were made it a really special win.
Well, I'm sure they enjoyed it because you're not going to get too many wins where you have to come from that far behind.
Well, you look at the career of Tobias Harris, and boy, he's bounced around a bit. Has never slowed his development or production, though. You put him anywhere, and he'll find a way to help his team.
That's good from Harris. And with Harris, he's been moved so many times. You know what, Greg? You forget he's still quite young.
Yeah, I mean, he really is just starting to enter what should be the prime of his career. Has improved every offseason and is a great rebounder and scorer.
No good on the second free throw.
You know, over time, I think Harris has become really good at accepting more responsibility, and that's part of learning how to be a leader.
Now, here's Horford, following the miss by John Wall. Harris finds Simmons. To the middle, it's intercepted. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. And here's Wall outside. It's in. That's his third field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Simmons with it. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. Pass to Horford. Clock at 6. Horford double team. And it's sent back by Bryant. And now here comes Wall leading the break. Hachimura, no good. The 76ers have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. Here's Harris. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got 5 rebounds tonight. And open look for Wall. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. So for Washington, their last game a loss to the Magic.
Live by the 3, die by the 3. If you're perimeter dependent, you don't really know game to game how it's going to go.
And, you know, I think the lack of success from the perimeter really did them in. They just couldn't get it going from there.
So it's Washington now. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Ryan against Embiid, and stolen by Harris. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
You know, even after the trade from the Clippers to the Sixers, he continued to produce. I mean, everybody figured that Tobias Harris would have a good season last year heading into free agency, and he didn't disappoint.
The first free throw is good. And Harris, with his strong play last season, got a big payout because of it.
Yeah, and I think he earned it. And he'll continue to work hard to live up to the contract. But more importantly, I think he wants to be the best he can be, and that'll be his focus. And he'll have to adjust to teams adjusting more to trying to slow him down.
And Harris drops them both. And coming into this season, questions about whether the Sixers could retain their star players. Well, Greg, they shuffled the decks, but they still have great talent.
Swapping in Al Horford for Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson for J.J. Redick. The Sixers still in the mix to come out of the East.
6 on the shot clock. Embiid with the steal. And Harris gets it to go on the assist by Horford. Harris has got 5. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
You know, at the end of the day, size does matter, especially on the glass.
Inside, here's Richardson, and he overshot that one, missing.
There wasn't much defensive resistance there, guys, but somehow he blew it anyway. Missed opportunity.
And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect, Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the 3-ball in his last year of college, hit over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Look, who do you think is the best center right now, spacing the floor and also embracing the traditional responsibilities of a center?
Boy, I tell you, it wasn't until the playoffs of this past season that I got to see Jokic. My goodness, he is a joy to watch. His footwork, his shot making, his skill, and I think his passing is probably the best attribute of his game. But I would put him in that category because he can make the deep 3. Embiid is streaky from there. In terms of the balanced approach, I think probably you could throw Karl Anthony Towns in that mix.
Good names. Thomas goes in over Simmons, and the shot falls short this time. Philadelphia leading by 5. Here's Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Embiid's got his second basket.
Well, you know, there's only so much you can do against Embiid, guys. I mean, he's such a terrifically skilled offensive player with great size. I mean, he plays pretty much through any kind of contact.
Here's Wall after the made shot from Joel Embiid. And there's the pass to Hachimura. A pass to Wall. It's deflected and stolen by Richardson. Simmons with it. Now Thomas defending, and that one's good. Simmons.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Thomas. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Wagner passes to Bryant. Here's Wall, and he converts the layup. Wall's got 9 points.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Thomas against Simmons. Now here's Embiid. Tight defense on him. Ben Simmons gets the bucket. He's got 8.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Wizards trail by 9. Now Wall. 14 points from him the last game against Orlando. Now the 76ers with it. They're on a 17-6 run. And here we go, the Wizards fast break. Wall with the ball.
Yeah, you know, John Wall is so masterful as a floor general. He's a real maestro out there, terrific at finding the open guy on time and on target.
Now here's Simmons. He's got 8. Pass to Horford over Wagner. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist by Simmons. Simmons got 3 assists in the game. Now here's Wall. To the inside. Here's Wagner. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Horford.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. So for the Wizards, Bonga's checked in, and it's Ish Smith in for John Wall. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for him.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
Now, here's O'Quinn, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. 5 on the clock. Yep, that one goes in there. And that's 10 points for Ben Simmons.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
And so much for the Sixers is predicated on Joel Embiid's health. Do they need to restrict his minutes in the regular season to keep him ready for that playoff run?
Well, you know, we've had all of this conversation about load management and managing the minutes of your key players, and Embiid, with his injury history, would certainly be a candidate for that. But we also saw what the Raptors did last season with Kawhi Leonard, so maybe the Sixers take a page out of the Raptors book in that regard.
Here is Thomas after Ben Simmons' bucket. Thomas feeling it out a bit. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. For 3, Smith. They grab their own miss, and the shot is good. Bryant's got his second basket of the game.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Hey, guys standing around spectating, I mean, you got to get in there and get tough.
O'Quinn up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the 76ers lead by 9.
Boy, that's a great effort from Simmons, guys. He might have point guard skills, and he's got plenty of those, but he can bang inside, too.
And Bryant kicks to Thomas. Here's Wagner. No good on the three. The 76ers leading by 9. And here is Burke. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's O'Quinn. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams. Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision, excellent.
Philadelphia shooting quite well in these early minutes, 55%. Passes it to Thibault. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. 20 feet out. Almost, but it rolls out.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Shoots from the elbow. Another one falls for Washington.
This is where IT gets you, going downhill. Everybody's momentum heading that direction, then he stops and pops.
Simmons against Smith. Pass to Thibault. Simmons looking it over. No good with the triple. And so Bryant will bring it up for the Wizards. They trail by 7. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of the 76ers this year.
Yeah, 2 conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
Yeah, plenty of opportunity here, guys, to get on each other's bad side. I mean, if they weren't already. Should make for some fairly high drama.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Puts it up from 12, and it's sent back by Bryant. He got it up. Can't hit that one. And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for Philadelphia. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. The 5'9" Isaiah Thomas has made a career out of proving his doubters wrong.
Ever since I was a little boy, they always said, you're not going to be this good in high school. Then when I got to high school and played pretty well, they said, well, you're not going to do that good in college. And when I got to college, they said, well, the NBA, those guys are too big. They're too fast, too strong. The things you do in college won't work in the NBA. And I've just kept pushing ever since. I have a goal of mine, that's I want to be one of the best little guys to ever play the game.
Well, no question about it, Greg. Isaiah Thomas still plays with something to prove.
You know, wanting to show he still belongs. That fiery competitiveness is why his teammates love him.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. What stands out to you guys from the 76ers in this one?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, you know, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
And so in the game for the 76ers, they've got Trey Burke, Kyle O'Quinn out there with Scott. And it's Thibault in at the 2. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. Here's Smith. The 76ers getting the bucket. The pass to Wagner. Off on the layup.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
You know, after the Sixers were knocked out in the second round for the second straight year, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
And it's the 76ers with the ball. After the basket by Washington, here's Thibault. They get the rebound. It's tipped. The Wizards have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Thibault's got 4 points in the quarter. And Coach Brown, Clark, captained the ship through some real rough times in the beginning.
And, you know, Kevin, I think for that reason and the job he's done here recently, he's earned the right to see this thing through. It's a result-oriented profession. I know that, and I understand it. But this is a team built to contend, and that's the expectation. And I'd like to see Brett Brown have a chance to bring it to full fruition.
Smith with it. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Pass to Wagner. Fades back. Does not score again. That's his 4th miss against 1 make.
You know, he looks a little off kilter to me this quarter, still trying to find his rhythm.
Passes to Bolden. Here's Thibault. No good on that one. Excellent defense there from Smith. And the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. That is his first foul of the game. The 76ers making a switch here. Harris is checked in. Washington trailing. Smith feeling it out a bit. Pass to Beal. The tray. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Beal's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. In the corner, it's Harris. There's the pass to O'Quinn. Just 5 on the clock. The 76ers need to get off a shot. The offensive rebound. The second chance effort. Does not find the basket. His 3rd miss. He's made just 1 so far. Nice ball movement by Washington. Jacks up a 3. McRae, no good. And so it's Burke who brings up the ball for the 76ers. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Clark, you were such a terrific athlete growing up, and it must be fun for you watching your kids and soon your grandkids go through their athletic journeys.
It really is one of the great blessings and treats of my life to see our kids grow and develop as people, but also to enjoy different sports. Our boys played basketball and soccer, and our daughter played volleyball, all played in college at some level. And so it is great. Anytime you see your kids find their lane, enjoy running in it, and do well in that lane, it's joy indescribable.
Washington making some changes. Hachimura, he's checked in for Wagner. And John Wall subbed in for Ish Smith. Good on both. Here's Wall. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Bertans. He kicks to Beal. Puts one up from 19. Offensive rebound. Embiid with the steal. Here's Richardson. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on John Wall. Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Greggy's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
And the first one drops.
And a great job from the line this quarter. They've gotten their percentage way up there.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
And stolen by Burke. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Burke's got 4 points this quarter.
Not much resistance from the defense. Easy play that time for him.
Wizards trail by 5. Now Wall. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to McRae. Wide open shot is on the money. McRae has got his first 2 points.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
Pass to Horford. Fades and shoots. Tries again. And Embiid finishes inside. Embiid's got 6 points.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now here's Beal. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Orlando. 6 to shoot. Here's Hachimura, guarded by Horford, and that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That's foul number 2 for him. And here are the 76ers now. Down low, here's Embiid. Hachimura grabs the miss. Wizards trail by 5. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
And proving to be effective around the rim. Hachimura leaving no doubt about that one.
And the dunk by Horford.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Pulls up on the wing, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. 11 points for Wall.
You know, Wall's done a nice job, in my opinion, of improving his mechanics with his shot. It's not quite a pure release, but much, much better than it was a couple of seasons ago. And he's really become effective from the mid-range area.
Now here is Harris. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Utah.
And he was relentless in that one. I mean, he wanted to be the first to every rebound and almost was. Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far. And when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
Wall looking it over. The pass to Beal. And here is Bertans. Richardson covering. That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Bertans.
It's important that you have big men who can shoot in this day and age, and this guy can really stretch the floor.
Now here is Harris. He's got 5. Here's Embiid. Second shot opportunity. Horford no luck. The Wizards have gone 8 of 15 since we began the second quarter. Excellent shooting. The putback. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Embiid's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. To the paint. Here's Horford. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. Burke's got his 4th assist in this one.
A remarkable interior presence. Horford's a veteran who still has those polished post moves.
Now here's Wall. Burke covering. Back to Wall. Pass to Bertans. Shot clock at 6. Here's Beal. That one's not going to go. Good work defensively by Richardson.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Harris outside. Buries the long-range jumper. Now it's a 7-point 76ers lead.
No wasted motion with Harris. He's so smooth and polished as a scorer. He gets those catch-and-shoot jumpers off nicely.
Now here's Wall. He's got 11. Here's Beal. And another miss by Washington. The 76ers leading by 7. Richardson attacking. That's good from Harris on the assist by Richardson. That's 10 points for Tobias Harris.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Here's Wall. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. Beal, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
An 85% mark from the line. There aren't too many players in the league who are going to sport a much better percentage.
Yeah, guys, I mean, he's been a very steady hand for them when it comes to his free throw shooting.
Mark, we have seen so many great players in the history of this terrific game, but in your mind, who's the best to have never won an MVP?
Wow, you think about some of the names on that list recently, or not too long ago. Patrick Ewing, Scottie Pippen, same era. How about going back to John Havlicek, a former Buckeye and all-time great with the Celtics. Elgin Baylor, one of the first high-flying forwards that I recall, one of those really creative do-it-all type forwards. Jerry West and Dwayne Wade right in that mix too, man. Those are some lofty names that didn't get an MVP.
Now here's Burke. Bradley Beal unable to get his shot to go. Embiid, the pass to Horford, and the dunk by Horford.
Boy, the floor awareness and passing ability of Embiid, very impressive, and he continues to grow as a passer.
And so it's Beal who brings the ball up for the Wizards. 8-point game. Now, here's Bertans. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And the rejection by Embiid.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Washington's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. And Wall kicks to Bertans. Passes it to McCray. 1:36 left to play here in the second quarter. The shot that time not on target.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
And that's how they're going to trim this lead. Play tough D, force some turnovers, and then push it in transition.
Fade away, and again, it's Philadelphia.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Washington calls timeout. And after he missed the first 2 seasons of his career, Greg, with a broken bone in his foot, would injuries be your main concern for Joel Embiid?
Look, no doubt about it. As long as he's healthy, he's an all-league performer. Still, 7-footers carry a lot of weight in our league. He wants to prove he can play big minutes. They just got to make sure they protect him.
And Washington going with a whole new group here. Simmons against Smith. The 3 from Thomas. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Embiid's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Simmons against Smith. Pass to Thibault. Lets it go from 11. Bank shot, no good. Wizards trail by 10. Here's Bonga, and the layup's good off the glass. Bonga's got 4 points now in the quarter. Philadelphia has gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Back to Simmons. Here's Embiid. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got 11 rebounds in the game. For 3, Smith. And Horford pulls it down. Horford's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Scott. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers Holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They've been playing some ferocious defense. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
We played. And I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. It's what we've been talking about. And I thought our defense, for the most part, was excellent.
A good start. We'll see how they finish. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. Ben Simmons had it going on in the first quarter. He had 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the 76ers?
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that instead of one guy doing it alone, it's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
Kenny, what's your take on Washington so far?
To fall behind like this at home after only one half is upsetting. We're not talking about an insurmountable deficit, but we're not talking about a small one either. They're going to have to play a good second half of basketball for a chance to win this.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. What a game we're seeing from Simmons.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Wizards trail by 8. And stolen by Simmons. In at forward, it's Hachimura and Bertans. Ball runs the point with Beal at the 2. And it's Bryant in at the 5. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards.
And Simmons is just a complete package, a player that can really drop dimes to his teammates.
The Wizards shooting under 40% all in all for the game. It's Bryant, high post. Good D by Embiid.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Now here's Simmons. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. It's stolen by Bryant. Hachimura, the pass to Beal. He gets it in there. Beal's got 8 points.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Here's Embiid. Harris finds Embiid. Back to Harris. Wall against Simmons. 5 to shoot. The pass to Embiid. Over Bryant. That shot misses. Now Washington takes it the other way. Hachimura, the pass to Wall. Offensive rebound. Bryant can't get it to go.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Pass to Horford. Horford double team. He feeds it to Embiid. Over Bryant. Horford trying to free himself up. And Embiid, the bucket on the assist by Horford. Horford's got 3 assists tonight. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Wall against Simmons. Right side, Wall. Outside, Beal. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Beal's got 5 points in the quarter.
And it seems as if someone got their signals crossed. If he can wind up that open from 3-point range, I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan.
Now here's Simmons. 12 points for him. Embiid kicks to Simmons. And it's sent back by Bryant. And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Bryant. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Philadelphia. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Embiid, no good.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Wall attacking. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. That's on Ben Simmons.
You know, one of the things I like about Wall, Kevin, is he really takes on the defense, plays downhill. When he's driving inside, he is committed to scoring over the defense.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
You know, his free throw percentage has dropped this year, but not really enough to raise any red flags or become alarmed about it.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Wizards trail by 8. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. And here is Simmons. 12 points for him. Feeds to Harris. Back to Simmons. Just 4 to shoot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Clark, you look at Ben Simmons. Is he the best Australian-born player ever?
Well, you've got to remember now, Kevin, and you would know this from your research, Kyrie Irving was actually born in Australia, lived there for a couple of years, and still has dual citizenship. So I'll leave that one to the fans to debate. Irving or Simmons as the best from Australia?
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can at times be unstoppable.
Now here's Wall. He's got 13. Passes to Beal. Lets it go from 11. They get it back.
Tough miss, especially since the defense wasn't that strong. I mean, he needs to cash in from there.
Harris, right side. Dishes to O'Quinn. Over Bertans. Another miss by Philadelphia. And it's Wall with the ball for Washington. They trail by 9 points. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
And that one falls for Hachimura.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
And he makes the first but misses the second. The 76ers leading by 8. Harris with it. 10 points for him. Pass to Bolden. Over Bertans. And no good. Trying to use the glass. The Wizards have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Simmons against Wall. Over Simmons.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Here's the lob for Harris. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
Shot is good, and the 76ers lead is cut down to 8. Again, the points coming from Beal.
And you can just see the defender just way too slow, and he got burnt there for the layup. That's where speed can kill.
Now, here's Richardson. 7 points in the game. Simmons against Wall. And they double up Simmons. Richardson gets a wide open look. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 7th assist here tonight. Here's Wall. 13 points in the game. Outside, Beal. To the inside. Bertinus. And O'Quinn sends it back. And he gets it back. And a nice shot by Bryant. The 76ers leading by 9. Here's Simmons. He's got 13. And here's the fast break. Beal leading the way. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. The 76ers have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Count that one. O'Quinn's got the lead up to 11 now for the 76ers. Here's Wall. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. Outside Bryant. Back to Wall. Just 5 to shoot. Misses the wing J.
And you know, it's almost as if he wore himself out with that performance in the last quarter. He hasn't had nearly the same kind of energy in this one.
Here's O'Quinn, but they get it back. Goes back up. Goes back up. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. O'Quinn's got 4 points now in the quarter. Washington calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Here's Thomas. 76ers getting the bucket. On the wing. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And Philadelphia has possession. Philadelphia leading by 13. Here's Thibault. Richardson outside. Out left to the wing. Here's Thibault. And it's sent back by Bryant. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. Clock is at 3. And it's off the back rim. No good. And so it's Bonga who brings up the ball for the Wizards. Thomas dishes to Smith. And the pass to Bryant. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. O'Quinn's got 8 rebounds in this game. And Simmons slams it in.
And, you know, this is why Simmons is an all-star caliber player, guys, because he has the ability to dominate games.
And the Wizards with possession. 15-point game. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Smith. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Simmons against Smith. Simmons passes to O'Quinn. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. And they pick up 2. Simmons got 5 points now this quarter.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
Here's Smith after Ben Simmons' bucket. The Wizards with another miss.
You can see the frustration in the quarter on his face, especially with his team trailing.
Got a piece of it. Pass to Thibault. Here's Scott. Over Bryant. Scott can't get it to go.
Now, there's an example of good defense beating good offense.
They get it again. Bonga. Nice D from Scott. The 76ers leading by 17. Richardson outside. Passes it to Scott. With the fadeaway. Rebound, Washington. Bryant's got 14 rebounds tonight. Going after it. To stop the drought. Simmons pulls it in. Simmons got his 5th rebound in this one. Richardson, no luck. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Bonga, guarded by Simmons. Bonga, the pass to Bryant. Simmons pulls it in. Simmons got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Wizards trail by 17. Here's Smith. That one drops for him. Smith's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Really nice decision by Smith to go up with the floating jumper there. Boy, he's got excellent timing when it comes to the release of that particular shot.
Now, here's Scott. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
Philadelphia leading by 15. Richardson outside. Pass to O'Quinn. Outside, Simmons. Back to O'Quinn. Over Smith. The shot's good from O'Quinn. O'Quinn's got 8 points.
Tell you what, guys, this has clearly been his half. When he's getting to a spot, shooting the ball with confidence, excellent turnaround for him.
Simmons with the defensive effort. Richardson outside. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And 12 points for Josh Richardson.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on them.
And so it's Philadelphia with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. Back right after this. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a 2-guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Kyle O'Quinn out there with Embiid. Then there's Ben Simmons. Then there's Scott, and it's Thibault in at the two-guard spot. And here's Thomas, who brings it up for the Washington Wizards, trailing by 19. Here's Bonga, fouled in the act of shooting, gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
The 76ers leading by 16. Now Simmons, the pass to O'Quinn. Back to Simmons, over Thomas. No good from Simmons. Washington shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Pass to McRae. Here's Wagner. Pass to McRae. 6 on the shot clock. Three-pointer. The shot, no good. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Up top, Simmons. Over to the left wing. Embiid pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And the 76ers lead by 18. The Wizards have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. From deep, Thomas. Rebound by the 76ers.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
When he's close to the rim, the attitude that Embiid brings is, I'm dunking this thing.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Here's McRae. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Embiid. And some changes here for the 76ers. Al Horford's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. And Harris subbed in for Scott. '76ers on defense. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. Clock at 6. Bertzinus, the pass to Wagner. Here's McRae. The Wizards with another miss.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
That one is good from Joel Embiid.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort, contributions from everybody.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Philadelphia.
Guys, one of the themes in this game has been how much of their scoring has come off turnovers.
Yeah, but also they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Hachimura, he's checked in for the Wizards. Mark, the max contract didn't exist when you were playing. Is it something that should be up for debate?
Well, it's a function of the economics of the league now, and in theory, there's some reasons why you have max contracts, because a guy has earned that opportunity, a way to keep a star player or a max contract player with the same team, I think is part of the reasoning behind it. I mean, debating it and talking about it is probably something that makes some sense. If you're thinking about getting rid of it, I'm not so sure.
Washington calls timeout.
Start it.
You know, guys, it's crazy to think that Joel Embiid once considered quitting the game. I mean, his first practice at Kansas, a senior dunked on him so hard he went to the coach and said, maybe I should get out of this stuff. Luckily, the coach talked him down, and now we see one of the best in the league.
And Washington making a change here. Ryan's checked in. And as we check out this year's contenders for the dunk contest, we get a look at some of the showmen, the best showmen in the NBA.
And with the names on that list, you know we're going to have a crazy competition this year.
You look at Simmons. Some might say he's a long shot at this point, but you never know.
Hey, stranger things have happened, and we'll just have to wait and see.
And as always, we'll keep the updates coming in as we get closer to All-Star Weekend. One thing we already know, there are some great players pulling in votes so far.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say that this is going to be one of those dunk contests that everybody's going to be tuning into.
And some real adversity for Joel Embiid after leaving Kansas. Foot injuries costing him the first 2 years, Clark, of his career. And then, back in Cameroon, the tragic passing of his beloved brother.
Yeah, that's a hard road to hoe, and adversity oftentimes, while painful, can steal us for the promised land or positive outcomes. And, you know, Embiid really driven by his goal to inspire others in Africa to make a better life, and that drove him to be where he is now.
Now here's Wall. Pass to Bryant. Kicks it to Beal. And it's sent back by Horford. Thibault, the pass to Simmons. And the dunk by Embiid.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Washington's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Bertans finds Bryant. The drive by Beal, and it's blocked.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Clark, do you think the NBA should consider expanding the use of replay? I know you personally hate to slow the game down, but you also want the calls to be correct.
Well, it depends on the circumstances, Kevin. I like the fact that replay is available, and it helps enhance the ability of the officials to get calls correct. Expanding the use of replay, though, has to be done very judiciously. There are a couple of areas, goaltending would be one, where you take a look to see if that's the case. But I think flow of game takes priority over trying to get every single call right just because you think technology gives you a chance to do that.
Harris, no good. Washington shooting a low 30% right now, an ugly offensive performance. To end the run, and Wall gets it to go in on the assist by Bryant.
Wall has hurt him in every way possible tonight. He's got firepower that really only a few guys in our league possess.
Now here's Simmons. Beal with the steal. And now Beal pushing it up, and no one back to stop him.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
He gets that one.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Simmons against Wall. He dishes it to Beal. Now the pass to Hachimura. Now here's Bertans. Wizards passing it around. Here's Bryant, and the shot is long.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And, you know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Mahimi's checked in for Thomas Bryant. C.J. Miles comes in for Davis Bertans. And Troy Brown subbed in for Bradley Beal. A 3 off the inbound. Horford, no luck.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
Burke, the pass to Bolden. Rebound by Mahimi.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
And Miles kicks to Wall. Now, here's Mahimi. The dish now to Brown. Shot clock at 5, and it's sent back by Horford. The 76ers have gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. Ennis passes to Bolden. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Clark, the two-way contract, a relatively new invention that gives players time in both the G League and the NBA.
I love it, Kevin, because it's another pathway for those aspiring to be NBA players to have a legitimate shot to make their dream come true. The G League is just a notch below the NBA in terms of overall talent. And so I love the fact that players who desire to be pros can have a pathway to get to the NBA by being part of the G League as well.
And these G League players are having an impact, aren't they? They're making a difference on a lot of teams.
40% of the players in the league have spent some time in the G League, so it speaks to the impact the G League has on the NBA.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Bryant is checked in for Mahimi. Bertans comes in for C.J. Miles, and Beal subbed in for Brown. And he makes both free throws. And here's Wall. Outside, Beal. Teardrop shot, and that one is good. And so Simmons will bring it up for Philadelphia. On the wing, Harris. From past the arc, Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got his 16th rebound on the night.
After hitting 1-3 in the first half, he's been unable to dial in from deep since then.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
Simmons finds Horford. Here's Bolden. Horford. That one doesn't go. And it's Washington the other way. Pass to Hachimura. Here's Bertans. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Now here's Simmons. Clark, last season we saw more of the global game series from the NBA. A couple games in Mexico, one in England. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it really is, because I actually 6 years ago had a chance to be with the Pacers in the global games in the Philippines, and then Taipei, Taiwan with the Rockets. Great experience for the players and the organizations. It's an additional level of travel, no doubt, about a week to 10 days where you're in another country, but it's great for the game and it's great for the fans in those countries.
Now Bertans following Tobias Harris's three-point attempt. Bertans kicks to Bryant. And stolen by Harris. Horford with it to the middle. Here's Simmons. Oh!
And, you know, whenever Simmons gets a chance to show off his insane bounce, he takes advantage of it, really demonstrating how lethal he is in the air.
And the Wizards with possession. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Washington calls timeout. And Greg, Al Horford over the summer opting out of a contract with Boston, the final year with the Celtics. A bit of a surprise to fans.
You know, Horford said he wanted to test free agency. Talks between him and Boston abruptly ended, was wooed by several teams, but ultimately signed on with the Sixers.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
And he's been the man running the show for them, and boy, has he done a great job. He's up in the double digits in assists, and more than a few of those have been of the spectacular variety. For them to be successful, his passing has to be a key component, and tonight it was on display.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. Wall against Simmons. Now here's Wall. D right on him. Outside Beal. 6 on the shot clock. Rebound by the 76ers. Harris has got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Clark, the NBA gives out so many awards at the end of the season. Is there an award missing that you'd like to see?
You know what? I think they've got the bases covered really well with the number of awards they give out, Kevin. But I would like to perhaps see consideration given to a sophomore campaign award. That would be kind of cool, because sometimes the rookie of the year, at least recently, has been a little cloudy because a rookie had been in the league a year, Ben Simmons, case in point, and then was counted. It was actually technically his second year, but his first year of playing. So a sophomore award might be something worth adding to the list.
That's a great idea. Wall's shot is off. Philadelphia's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. And it's Richardson slamming it down.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander.
Max force throwdown.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Horford. Well, last season we got a glimpse of what a Bradley Beal team looks like as he led the way for the Wizards after Wall went down.
And really, Beal took it upon himself to kind of keep this team moving forward. And it was his best season to date. Career highs in scoring, and also was creating more for his teammates in Wall's absence.
2.
No good on that one.
And, you know, you don't hear a lot of talk about it, but Brad Beal is one of the top shooting guards in our league. The scoring, the playmaking he provides is really right there amongst the elite.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Mahinmi's checked in for Thomas Bryant. Mo Wagner comes in for Davis Bertans. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Hachimura. And it's Brown in for John Wall. Here's Neto. Harris up top. Shoots. Again, Philadelphia. And Beal about a 25, 5-5 player last season, Greg. Most would agree that that's star-level production.
Those are Hall of Fame-esque numbers. I'd put him up there with Klay Thompson and Jimmy Butler. Fantastic scorer who does it with strong efficiency, and he's only getting better.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the 76ers.
This was a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, they were aware of the rotations defensively and were able to attack the rim.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Ben Simmons.
Well, you have to marvel at how well he picked apart that defense repeatedly. Found the right guy in the right spot at the right time.
Now here's Beal. From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
And, you know, he's going to take that shot every time. The defense has to respect him from the mid-range.
And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
11 seconds left in the game. Here's Neto. From the arc. And that one is off. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.